Come on, computer. Hello, 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 everybody. Good morning, good morning. Waiting for the computer to catch up. A little slow. Beena's about to join us. She said she'd be here. So unless something happened that she can't be here, I'm expecting her to join any moment now, as she always does. I just want to finish sharing it, but see, I think any moment now. I think that's any moment now. Just happened. I think so. I think that was Beena. Is that you, Beena? Something joined. Oh, maybe it's
Hello.
Crane. Ah, see,
Hello.
no, it is Beena. It is magical Beena.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yes, and welcome to Moreness-Living. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Beena. Good morning, Beena. Good morning, Beena. We are just ready to hear your thoughts for the day. I'm just busy sharing.
Okay. Okay. So when I was trying to connect on Zoom and it was taking forever to just connect, so sometimes things happen, and I was thinking about that just in a fun way I was saying that glitch in the matrix sometime, like, okay, it was not in the glitch in the matrix actually, but I was saying okay, glitch in the network, and then it remind me of glitch in the matrix. It's a very popular buzzword right now, like people are talking about. And what actually is glitch in the matrix for me? Anomalies.
Yes.
It's not glitch, it is an anomaly. We assume that because we have an idea of human error, like okay, oh yes, things happen, and because we are not perfect, in other words, so we always assume that even the universe might have that. But universe is perfect in its own peculiar way, like we are. And these limitations and restrictions are part of life. Okay, we accept that. And this actually makes us believe in that there must be some glitches in the matrix. I personally feel that these are anomalies. And anomalies happens like when we try to write computer programming, we said, if this happened, then do this. If this combination happened, just okay, restart the computer, like control alt delete. These are the things, and sometimes who knows where some combination click and you get the opportunity to experience the anomaly. These anomalies are not the routine and usual way. And some, of course, I am now, I can say that anomalies, because before it was omen. And it was like an omen gives me an association of some sort of superstition. Oh, okay, so it's an omen. Because actually, the concept of omen and anomalies are completely different. Anomalies is a concept from Syl, from Way-of-Impeccability and Moreness. Omen is a normal common term we use. Omens have different understanding. Things happen. Like crow is not uncommon, or any other bird is not uncommon, like English sparrow or blue jay or pigeons. But in omens, if they are doing something peculiar, or if you notice a certain or a specific number, so then you will say that, oh, there were 3 pigeons, which means that this, and they are already defined. But anomalies,
yes, and typically negative too.
Yes, okay, yeah, sometimes good also, but
it's predefined usually, yes.
But they are predefined by someone else's observation and understanding and according to their awareness. But anomalies concept is you are paying attention and you are understanding because the message is for you. So you pay attention personally, right now what intimately is happening. Exactly. And this is something makes more sense to me. I'm not saying that, okay, it is completely wrong about the omens. No, they were also paying attention and they were observing and they shared their experience, their understanding, which might not be true for me or any other people. Or can be, but not necessarily. But anomalies, if they qualify as an anomaly, then they are very personal, customized, specific message for you. So it's not like, okay, yes, it might be, could be, no. It is very direct, it is very specific. And also that anomalies are just not paying attention to the incident or a situation at the time, but also it is half of it depends on what you were thinking or feeling at that time.
Right.
It's so crucial into that. And I
Norma.
realized that some. Okay, hello, Norma.
Yes, hello, Norma. Hello, Norma. Glad you.
Sometimes things seem negative on surface, but they are not because you are not feeling it negative. Something happened day before yesterday with me, and it was unusual, a bit not. I cannot say that okay, it qualifies as an anomaly, but it happened. Something got broken, okay, and I didn't had a negative feeling at all. And even though it was a very heavy kind of a rock type of thing, and you can understand and assume that when these type of things fall, it creates a big sound. So whoever is just right there might have. I didn't have anything at all, no stress, nothing, and that thing just broke in two pieces, not exactly half, but just a corner of it. Otherwise, it's all intact. It can still be used. And I was thinking about that why I'm not feeling negative, first thing. And second, that why and what actually it means for me. At that time, I was thinking about to get a resolution of something specific in the past which happened. And I was like, okay, so I just want to get done with this thing. And in that specific moment, this thing fell down and just break into two pieces.
Wow.
I personally feel that the connectivity or the energy connection was very strong. So it just did that.
No. But now it's broken, that connection from the past.
It's open. It's not broken, it's open. And that is something I was like, wow. That's why I was not feeling negative, because it is not broken, it is open. You can see that. So you saw that picture. And it is open.
Yes.
It is exactly like it is open now. That whatever the energy trapped there.
That's good. That's good, right?
Exactly, it is good. And the most anomalous thing was that I was not getting it at that time, but later I realized that the word for that thing, which was broken, because it's very difficult to explain for me to what it is actually. And the word in Urdu is exactly the name of one of my friend. And I was like, oh wow. So what about this? That okay, something broken, and the name is exactly that person, and what it means. But actually, it is not broken. It is open. That is something like really clicked. Oh, okay.
That's quite wonderful. That's quite
yes. Wonderful. Yes, and then I was just what I'm trying to share here is that if I would try to look at it with the conventional, traditional understanding or awareness and knowledge, it would be a bad omen, like, oh, yes, okay, something broken down and all that. But actually, it is not, because my feeling were telling me that it is not negative.
Right.
And it is not broken, it's open.
Right. So let's understand this a bit deeper here now. It's very powerful. I'm hoping omens come into it in Shakespeare, because they do in other plays. I think in Midsummer Night's Dream, which normally you referenced earlier, I believe there are fairies involved and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, it's a very fun play. So Norma, you gotta come read with us. Norma was saying she did Shakespeare like most of us did Shakespeare too, but
yes.
It was part of their play. Norma. So yeah, you can come and read. We need more readers. So sure, if you're here too, come and read.
Oh please.
But to finish on the omens, it's very important. One thing that with these specific definition, the rules, an omen, it's specific. It means this. The reason that I say it doesn't really work is because it fell out of favor. It's no longer being used. It was very popular, it was a very big deal, and if it does work as it's supposed to, it would still be working. It would still be used because it's very useful. But of course it doesn't. Why? Because omens or anomalies such a much better word. They rely on symbolic interpretation. The language of anomalies is symbolic, right? And when you think of what omens are, they are the universe communicating. Or you could say you communicating with your subconscious. It doesn't matter. However you used to believe it, or a deity, it doesn't matter. Right? It's a communication, and the method of communication is symbolic, metaphoric, yes, abstract, analogy, stuff like that, right? So those symbols and what the thing represents to you, it's personal, because the same thing can represent different things, like pigeons. Right? They can represent love, or they can represent stability. They can represent pooping on you. They can represent all sorts of stuff, an annoyance, an irritation, in other words. So they can go from one extreme to the other. So we have to also understand that it's in the moment what it means to you. And we have to take that contextual understanding, contextual appreciation, contextual appropriateness, not only of the anomaly itself. Well, what was the pigeon doing? Like this thing of Venus, right? You could say, well, it broken. No, it's open. Okay. So you see, it's all about the interpretation, and you have to connect it to what was going on inside you, because the anomaly is trying to share something with you that you could not otherwise know. Could not. Yes. Not would not, because that's slightly different. I might not know it simply because I didn't make the effort to think about it, and I'm not paying attention. Okay. But if I am in general paying attention and thinking about things, perspective shifting, etc., there's still some things that are outside of my ability to know, or just, maybe from the future, whatever. So now we get this clue that, and the key is it's about awareness enhancing. So you have to figure out the anomaly. It's a clue. It can't give you the message directly, because then you're just getting the answers. No, that's not the point. The point is for you to learn to think and figure it out, to grow, to enhance your awareness. That's just what the universe is all about. So everything it does, always done this way. So now when we understand this, it all makes sense. And now these anomalies become incredibly powerful. Plus, keep in mind, seldom do anomalies only apply to one thing. They have multi-layeredness to them, right? So like in your case, Beena, it just doesn't apply to the thing that the same name as your friend, but also applies to neighbors and other many instances, right? So it's just you open, and we have to really take those anomalies. And I would really recommend, when you encounter an anomaly, first thing to do is go and write down the experience in detail, in as much detail as you can possibly manage, over detail, right? This is very helpful, because anomalies are like dreams. If you don't write them down, they go away. It's because they exist in the other part of the brain, right? So it's very helpful to write it down in detail. And then don't assume that you finished with it, because when you come back to it, there was more. And there was more. And then also start, sharing and writing about how you understand it, how it mattered, how you figured it, and the more you do so, the more will come. It's a profound process, really, really magic. We'll talk about it more after Beena's written it all out and sent it to me in an email, and then we'll discuss the whole thing in detail some more.
Okay, yes,
very fun.
Yes.
Anomalies are really a joy and a gift, and the creativity involved, it's fantastic. It's absolutely wonderful. All right, let's read. And then again, like yesterday where we left off, because it's a continuation, right? We left off. So the story, just to catch everybody up. Marcius over here, he's like the main character. But it started off with citizens having an uprising a little bit, looking to go and cause trouble in the Senate. And they were like, let's go and get that Marcius. He's too proud. He's a villain. But then somebody else came along and said, well, actually, he's good. And, the Senate, you get in. And he calmed down the riot somewhat, a little bit, but not totally. But then, right as these uprising citizens were ready to cause mischief, there was an announcement of an attack by the Volscians, right? And
Yes.
so then the whole thing sort of fell apart. And then it was revealed that Marcius is very ambitious. And yes, the army is under somebody else, but and Marcus has got to take his command from this. And then the two commentators, they were saying, is he going to accept this? Well, we'll see. But the other one says again, yeah, but whatever the general does, that's not good. Marcus is going to point this out. And whatever he does that is good, Marcus is going to say, well, it's because of him. And whatever he doesn't do, even though he did it to the best that could be done, Marcus could say, if I'd been in charge, I'd be better. So they reveal that Marcus is willing to be a bit underhanded in the pursuit of his ambitions. And then there was fighting, right, between the Volscians and in the previous scene. And the Volscians pushed back the Romans. And then so Marcius goes to the troops and he scolds them and says, and then they go back and then they push the Volscians back into their city walls. Right? And Marcius is so involved in the fighting, he gets caught behind the doors. But then he comes out again, and Latius is one of his commanders, I guess. Comes and rallies some of the troops, and they go and assist Marcius. And now this is where we are at, right? So now they are helping. They've come to help him. So they're within Corioli, which is the Volscian city, the main Volscian city. Right? So Scene5 within Corioli, the street, and then we'll do our same reading again, right? Let's see. So that's Beena, Beena. So you start with the first Roman, then I'll come to Marcius.
Okay, we are not live on Instagram today.
Oh, really? Why not? Oh, it says streaming. We should be live there.
It's not showing there.
Ilsa Sugar joined. Yep, joined for me. So you just need to. You need to go. Hello. Yeah. See, I keep saying your name is Ilsa. I'm sorry, Elise. It's stuck in my head from the first time, Elise. Yeah, it's showing for me, Beena. I don't know why.
Okay, now it is. Okay, so please continue. While I'm just sharing and doing so please continue.
All right. So that means that Sid joined there on Instagram. Brilliant. I always enjoy you guys on Instagram. It's very cool. It's very cool. All right, so I'm just going to read these myself now. First Roman.
Yes.
This one I carried to Rome. Second Roman. And I this. Third Roman. A Marionant. I took this for silver. So they're busy looting the city now, obvious, right? So I don't know what Marian means, but in context, obviously, like saying a pox on it, he's not amused that he thought it was silver, but it's actually a fake. Alarum continues still afar off. Enter Marcius and Titus Latius with a trumpet. Marcius. See here these movers that do prize their hours at the cracked drachma. Cushions, leaden spoons, irons of a duet, doublets with hangman wood. Bury with those that bore them, these base slaves. Here yet the fight be done, pack up, done with them. And hark, what noise the general makes. To him, there is a man, oh my soul's hate, Aufidius, piercing our Romans. Then, valiant Titus, take convenient numbers to make good the city, whilst I, for those that have the spirit, will haste to help Cominius. So Aufidius is the leader of the Volscians, the opposing general and his nemesis, and Cominius is the general of his army, the one that he's going to take the credit for and blame for everything. Right? The one he's going to. Well, according to these other two, right? We'll see how accurate they are. It may turn out that Marcus is actually a good guy and they had him wrong. We're not sure yet, right? Well, Latius says, worthy sir, thou bleedst. Thy exercise has been too violent for a second course of fight. Sir, praise me not, says Marcius. My work hath yet not warmed me. Fare you well. The blood I drop is rather physical. and dangerous to me. To Alphidius thus I will appear and fight. Marcius. Now the fair goddess Fortune, fall deep in love with thee, and her great charms must guide thy opposer's sword. Bold gentlemen, prosperity be thy page. It's like, in other words, good luck, Marcius, says Lartius. But being Shakespeare, they are somewhat given to stating things in not the most economical of ways. But this is our joy, right? May fortune fall deep in love with thee. And see, fortune is capitalized. Because for the Romans, coming from the Greeks, all these types of things, they were deities, sub-gods, right, of some kind, right? Like fortune. It's not necessarily a full-on god, but they had this whole complicated situation. But so fortune is an entity, in other words, right? So that's why fortune is capitalized, right? It's not just the regular fortune as we now know it, right? So, and this could happen. Fortune could fall in love with him. Okay, it happens. And her great charms misguide thy opposer's swords. Wow, bold gentlemen, prosperity be thy page. Again, prosperity capitalized also. Also some kind of an entity, Marcius. Thy friend no less than those she placeth highest. So farewell, Marcius. Thou worthiest Marcius, exit Marcius. Go sound thy trumpet in the marketplace. Call thither all the officers over the town, where they shall know our mind's way. So Marcius is quite the fan of Marcius. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this works out for Marcius. Still don't know if Marcius is a villain or not. So now we're starting to get to Cominius comes into it. He's just been referred to up to now. We haven't heard from Cominius directly. Jump in anytime, Beena. Jump in anytime. All right. You ready to read?
Yes, I will. Just a minute. I'm coming.
Okay. Okay. Well, you read the messenger, then I'll read Cominius. Near the camp of Cominius, enter Cominius and forces. Oh, I imagine that would be forces, just spelled weirdly. Enter Cominius and forces. Retreating. Oh, Cominius is retreating. Cominius. Review, my friends. Now forth. We are come off like Romans, neither foolish in our stand, nor cowardly in repine. And believe me, sirs, we shall be charged again. Whilst we have struck by interims and conveying gusts, we have heard the charges of our friends, the Roman gods, lead their successors as we wish our own, that both our powers, with smiling fronts encountering, may give you thankful sacrifice. Enter messenger. Thy news? Messenger, are you there?
Yes, I'm coming. Yeah. Yes. Now, okay. The citizens of Corioli have issued and given to Lartius and to Marcius battle. I saw our party to their trenches driven, and then I came away.
I saw our party.
Okay, I saw our party.
Yeah, you said a, but yeah, our. I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, it makes a difference, right? Because now
I read that maybe it sounds like, so that's
why.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm just saying that now he's getting this information, but he didn't get the full information, right? Because so this might affect the course of things, right? Cominius. Though thou speaks truth, methinks thou speaks not well. How long is it since?
Above an hour, my lord.
'Tis not a mile. Briefly we heard their drums. How couldst thou in a mile confound an hour, and bringst thy news so late?
Speeds of the waltzes held me in chase that I was forced to wheel 3 or 4 miles about. Else had I, sir, half an hour since brought my report.
All right. So you're cutting out a little bit. We'll see if it gets better. All right. So will you read that again, please, Beena?
Okay. Speech of the Volsters? Oh. Okay, so it was Syl's network. We are having this. Reading Shakespeare is a big job for me, really. Not easy, but I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's not you. It was my Zoom job. My Zoom job. Am I still recording? Yeah. All right. So all good. All right. So I'm assuming then that was heard, but it's not so much from me. All right. So Cominius, who's yonder that does appear as if he were flame? O gods, he has the stamp of Marcius, and I have before time seen him thus.
But sir, you have to share screen first.
Oh yes. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay, so I'm reading now. Well, now, Beena, I'll continue to read Marcius, and you read Cominius. Marcius. Okay. So see, these stage directions are kind of important, right? Well, or screen directions, right? Because it says Marcius within, and this means Marcius is saying it to himself. In other words, he doesn't say, "Come I too late." Oh, he says, "Come I too late." See the difference, Beena?
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay, so yes. Those are very important to pay attention to, particularly in Shakespeare, right? Because very often now you're standing on the stage and you might be standing right next door to the person, but in that indication of within, you're still saying it loud enough for the audience to hear you. But there's a particular way that you say it. See, am I too late? I'm still saying it loud enough, but it's clear that I'm saying it internally. And this is important to share because many of Shakespeare's characters will say really amazing things, basically hearing them think, right? So the within mechanism is to hear their thoughts. Right? All right, so now you are doing Cominius and I'll continue with Marcius.
Okay. So you are going to read it?
Yeah, come I too late. That's where. So you start the on Cominius. Okay.
The shepherd knows not thunder from a tabor, more than I know the sound of Marcius' tongue from every meaner man.
Marcius's, yeah. So when it's an apostrophe after the S, then it's Marcius's. They don't put the extra S there, but that's what that.
Okay.
So yeah. The shepherd knows not thunder. A tabor is like a tambourine, but a drum, but without the symbol. Yeah. Anyway, at the Marcius. Come I too late? See, now he repeats that, but now he doesn't say it within anymore.
Hey, if you come not in the blood of others, but mantled in your own.
Oh, let me clip ye in arms as sound as when I wooed in heart, as merry as when our nuptial day was done, and tapers burned to bedward. A very flowery greeting, very effusive. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he says it too, Cominius says.
Yes. Flower of warriors. How is it with Titus? Laurentius, yes.
Titus Laurentius. As with a man busied about the creeds, condemning some to death and some to exile, ransoming him or pitying, threatening the other, holding Coriolanus in the name of Rome, even like a fawning greyhound in the leash, to let him slip at will.
Where is that slave which told me they had beat you to your trenches? Where is he? Call him hither.
Let him alone. He did inform the truth, but for our gentlemen, the common file, a plague, tribunes for them. The mouse ne'er shunned the cat as they did budge from rascals worse than they.
But how prevailed you?
Will the time serve to tell? I do not think. Where is the enemy? Are you lords of the field? If not, why cease you till you are so?
Marcius, we have at disadvantage fought and did retire to win our purpose.
How lies their battle? Know you on which side they have placed their men of trust?
As I guess, Marcius, their bands in the river are the antithesis of their best trust. Oh, for them, Orpheus, their very heart of hope.
But yes, yeah. So now we see some of Musashi, yes, coming into this. Remember, Musashi said, "Know the enemy, know your battle, know where their best men are." Well, here we see this, right? Now, let's see. I wonder when this was. Musashi and Shakespeare are roughly contemporaneous. Now, I doubt if one was aware of the other, but still, you never know. You never know. Where were we? Oh, there. Marcius. I do beseech you, by all the battles wherein we have fought, by the blood we have shed together, by the vows we have made to endure friends, that you directly set me against Aufidius and his antecedents. Antietes. I think that would be it. And his antietes. I would assume this antietes is an elite squad, like the Myrmidons were for the Greeks. Right? I'm guessing that, right? Just from context. We can look it up. Yeah. Right? Set me against Aufidius and his antietes, and that you do not delay the present, but filling the air with swords advanced and darts. We prove this very hour.
Though I could wish you were conducted to a gentle bath and balms applied to you. Yet, dear, I never deny your asking. Take your choice of those that best can aid your action.
Those they are that most are willing, if any such be here. And if I were sin to doubt, as it were sin to doubt, that love this painting, wherein you see me smeared, if any fear, lesser his person than ill report. If anything, brave death outweighs bad life, and that his country's dearer than himself, and let him alone, or so many so minded, wave thus, to express his disposition, and follow Marcius. They all shout and wave their swords, take them up in their arms, and cast up their caps. Oh, me alone, make you a sword of me, if these shows be not outward. Which of you but his 4 Volsces? None of you but his, able to bear against the great Aufidius a shield as hard as his. A certain number, though, thanks to all, must I select from all. The rest shall bear the busyness in some other fight, as cause will be obeyed. Please you to march, and 4 shall quickly draw out my command, which men are best inclined.
March on, my fellows, make good this ostentation, and you shall divide in all with us.
Yeah, excellent. Scene 7. So that's interesting. So if I understand this correctly, Marcius only picks 4 to go with him. Yes? That's very interesting. Kind of small, very focused on his fight with Aufidius. Almost more like a duel now, right?
Yes.
All right, so you read Lartius, and I'll read the lieutenant, since you've been reading Lartius before. Scene 7, the gates of Coriolanus. Titus Lartius, having set a guard upon Coriolanus, going with drum and trumpet toward Cominius, and Caius Marcius enters with a lieutenant, a party of soldiers, and a scout.
So let the ports be guarded, keep your duties, as I have set them down. If I do send, dispatch those centuries to our aid. The rest will serve for a short holding. If we lose the field, we cannot keep the town.
All right, now, when he says those centuries, he doesn't mean time. He means a century is like a squad, but it's 100 soldiers.
Oh, okay.
Right? And the leader of a century is called the centurion. Right? So 100 years, it all comes from this. Yeah? And where the term century comes from this. I don't think it came from time first. It came from this. Yeah? So a century is this 100 soldiers. And this is how the Roman army was divided. All right, Lieutenant. Fear not our care, sir. Now it's very interesting how the sirs are always preceded by a comma, right?
Yes.
And yes, the century of God. Well, it's a troop, it's a regiment, right? I think a regiment is actually larger than a century, but that's how it was. It was a division of soldiers, specifically 100. The centurion was in charge of 100. Right? But I want to say on the sir, right? Because if you read it the way modern times, right? Fear not our care, sir. There would be no comma. Yeah, but that's more casual. That's more infinite. It's much less so. Whereas when they say, "Fear not our care, sir," the sir is isolated because there's an extra point of respect in there. It's very important. If you say it without the comma, you're going to get in trouble. Right?
Mm.
Yeah. So this giving this view, this title, it's like saying, fear not our care, general. Sergeant, whatever, centurion. Right? But sir, it's very, very much a specifically, deliberately meant term of respect. And the comma puts that deliberation in there. Yes, it's very, you'll see other times, like, how now, good sir? It's more casual, you see? Yeah.
Okay. And shut our gates upon our guider. Come to the Roman camp, conduct us.
Excellent. Excellent means they lead the stage, right? Scene 8. Battle between the Roman and the Volscian camps. Alarum. Enter from opposite sides, Marcius and Aufidius. All right, so I'll read Marcius again, and you'll have to be Aufidius now. Right? So I've been doing Marcius.
Okay.
I'll fight with none but thee, for I do hate thee worse than a promise breaker. So now you have to read Aufidius a little bit differently, right? He's the commander. At this point in time, since we sort of taken up with the Romans, he's kind of the opposing villain champion, right? And he's also the general. So much like Marcius, one would assume there's a bit of, command or pomp or, a bit of energy in the way they speak, right? So, a general isn't going to kind of just say kind of gently, we hate alike. No, right? So you have to put a little bit more into that, right? And maybe a bit slower too, because they like, look, if I read Marcius, I'll fight with none but thee, for I do hate thee worse than a promise breaker. Now, even though there's not a comma, it's on a new line. So the new line makes for a pause there, right? And that's how this is written, right? Instead of saying, I'll fight with none but thee, for I do hate thee worse than a promise breaker. No. See? And see, the worse is also capitalized because it's a new sentence there. So the comma could be put in there, but they just don't because the line makes the comma, right? I'll fight with none but thee, for I do hate thee worse than a promise breaker. It's a kind of a different pose there. Make sense, Beena?
Okay. Yes.
Ahead.
We hate alike. Our Africans are a serpent I abhor. More than thee, fame and envy. Fix the foot. Thy foot. Fix thy foot.
Fix thy foot. I'm not sure what that means here now. Yeah. Oh. I guess he says getting ready. Take your stance for battle. Fix your foot. Yes, that would make sense. Let the first budger die, the other slave, and the gods doom him after.
If I fly, Marcius, hello me like a hare.
Hello me like a hare. Interesting. Within these 3 hours, Tullus, alone I fought in your Corioli walls, and made what work I pleased. 'Tis not my blood, wherein thou seest me masked for thy revenge, wrench up thy power to the highest.
Wert thou the Hector, that was the whip of your bred progeny. Thou shouldst not scape me here. Shouldst. Progeny. Yeah. Okay. Of your bragged progeny. Thou shouldst. What is the word shouldst here?
Thou shouldst.
Okay,
yes,
thou.
Should. Yeah.
Okay. Thou shouldst not escape me here.
Yeah, in other words, you're not, thou or you should not escape me here in modern language, right? Yeah. Modern pronunciation. Wert thou the Hector? Remember what I said about Hector before?
Yes.
Yes, Hector being, the big hero who got beaten by Achilles, right? They fight, and certain Valses come to the aid of Ophidius. And Ophidius continues. Continue reading, Beena.
Sorry? Okay.
Yeah.
They fight, and certain voices come to the aid of Ophidius. Officious and not valiant. You have shamed me. You have shamed me.
Yeah,
in
shamed
your
me.
Then second.
Yeah. All right. So officious and not valiant. So he's saying, yes, you're doing your duty. You're being officious. You're coming to my aid as you're supposed to. However, you have shamed me in your condemned seconds. The second being as a support, like in a duel, the second, right? He's saying, I'm fighting Marcius, now you come and help me, and well, you're taking the honor, this honor of dueling and fighting, one-on-one. So action fighting driven in by Ma. I don't know what that Ma means here. Now, Ma, unless this is Mars, but see, driven in, I don't know. But Mars is the god of war. So you'll see in any warfare always he's referenced in some way. You want the support of Mars, you want Mars on your side. Right? Scene 9, the Roman camp. And again, you read, and now we have Cominius and Latius and Marcius. See, we need a third reader, Norma. We need a third reader here.
Yes, but you read, Syl, it is breaking a lot because of me, of course.
No, I think it's mine. Norma, who's breaking for you? Me or Norma more? Me or Beena? And we'll know who to not read. Yeah, because I don't know whose it is. I think it may be me. I was uploading something and that may be no, it's done already, so that's not affecting things. Okay, I don't know. All right, we'll just continue. I'll read Cominius and Marcius, and you read on.
It is difficult for me, but okay, I'm trying.
To do what?
To read this. Many words are new, and I don't know.
I know. That's the magic of it. That's why you read, to practice, and that's why we read to practice. That's the wonderfulness of it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I mean, you were reading Cominius in the previous scene, but just the way it falls out here. Yeah, so I'm going to read Cominius and Marcius, and then you read Latius. Well, I don't think Latius comes into it too much. Let's see. No. So you read Cominius and Latius. Otherwise, I'll be doing all the reading here, and I want to split it up. So, yeah. So you read Cominius, and all right. So, the Roman camp, alarum, a retreat is sounded, flourish. Enter at one side, Cominius and Romans, at the other, Marcius with his arm in a scarf and other Romans.
Oh, what is Norma saying?
If I should tell them, grin. Stop quarreling. No, we're not quarreling. We're just trying to figure out who's breaking up so that we can we can assign the reading so that it sounds better. We both are sounding that we're breaking up to each other, but we don't know how it sounds to you, you see, because you will hear it independently. Because if it's my internet, then I'm going to hear myself breaking up or Beena. I can't tell. That's what we're trying to figure out, Norma. But anyway, you read Comenius here.
Okay, what is the pronunciation for after the word? Over? Over this?
Over. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
okay.
see, this is just this. This is written in very more modernish English as well. But back in the day, it's just the apostrophe is in place of the V, right? That's what the apostrophe means. It's taking. So you say oor instead of over. Yeah.
Say it again.
Oor or over, but it's like a lazy way to say over. Oh, there. See, over there. See, oh, it's like just a lazy.
Yes.
Over there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. If I should tell thee over this day, over this thy day's work, thought not believe, doth not believe.
No, thou'st. Yeah, thou'st. But it's supposed to be thouest. Yes. You see,
yes.
But the apostrophe instead of the S. Yeah.
Okay. Thou'st not believe thy deeds, but I'll report it, where senators shall mingle tears with smiles, where great partitions shall attend and shrug. How to pronounce this now?
It's in.
In.
But let's just put out the end. See, it's like cut off. In the end.
Yeah. Okay. In the end, admire, where ladies shall be frighted, and gladly quackled. Yeah? Quacked.
Quake. Maybe quake. Okay. Like shaking quake, like an earthquake.
Here more, where the dull tribunes, that with the fusty plebeians hear thine honors, shall say against their hearts, we thank the gods. Our Rome had such a soldier. Yet comest thou to a morsel of this feast, having fully denied before.
Yet camest thou to a morsel of this feast. Yeah, very nice to say. Having fully dined before. Enter Titius Latius with his power from the pursuit. Latius, O general, here is the steed. We the comparison. We the comparison. I don't know this word. Hadst thou beheld. I don't know. No.
Ask Norma.
Okay. Yeah.
Dined,
says Norma. Yeah. Well, yeah. Having fully dined before. What did I say? Oh, okay. Dined. Yeah. It's all right. Here is the steed. Oh, general, here is the steed. We the comparison. Hadst thou beheld. A comparison, I imagine the contrast, right? Marcius. Pray now, no more. My mother, who has it chartered to extol her blood, when she does praise me grief, I have done, as you have done, that what I can, induced, as you have been, that's for my country. He that has but effected his goodwill, hath obtained mine act. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you shall not be. The grave of your deserving Rome must know the value of her own. Tour? A concealment.
It were.
Oh, it were a concealment. Worse than a theft, no less than a traducement, to hide your doings and to silence that, which to the spire and top of praises vouched would seem but modest. Therefore, I beseech you, in sign of what you are, not to reward, what you have done before army, hear me.
For our army.
No, before our army.
Yeah. So maybe, but say it with a bit more, maybe like a bit of acting, like before our army, hear me, right? Like, give it a bit more energy, maybe. We'll try that. We'll do a bit of acting here, so, all right? Let's just read.
Yes, because okay, yes, I can, but at least I know what the word is, so that this is why
Oh,
I'm struggling with that. So
yeah, it's all right.
yes,
That's why.
yes,
That's what
I
makes
can
this so
try that, but
valuable.
it
Is
will
that
come
we
later.
struggle. Oh, I see. All right. All right. All right. I have some wounds upon me, and they smart to hear themselves remembered. I was just creative. Well, now that I think about them, if I'm paying attention to them, they hurt more. I love this. Creative writing.
Okay.
Creative writing. Yeah.
Okay. Should they not? Well, might they fester against ingratitude and tempt himself with death of all the horses, whereof we have, mm, what is the
Taken.
word here?
Taken.
Gain. Okay,
Taken.
they have taken good and good store of all the treasure in this field achieved and city. We render you the 10th to be a 10th fourth before the common distribution at before the common distribution at your only choice.
I thank you, General, but cannot make my heart consent to take a bribe to pay my soul. I do refuse, and stand upon my common part with those that have beheld the doing. So now I think let me make sure I understand here.
Yes.
Uh, of all the horses whereof you have taken good and good store, of all the treasure of this field achieved and city, we render you the 10th. So Cominius is giving him a 10th of all the loot that they're taking, right? Yeah.
Hmm. Yes.
Right? We render you the 10th to be taken forth before the common distribution at your only choice. Right? So he gets first pick, gets to take a 10th and choose before everybody else. So it's very generous, right? In other words. Right? But now we see Marcius. And I think this is skullduggery coming into it here. Yes, him being kind of sneaky and conniving. Yes, because look what he says here now, right? I thank you, General, but cannot make my heart consent to take a bribe to pay my soul. I do refuse it, and stand upon my common part with those that have beheld the doing. Now he's a man of the people, right? Now he's one of the common soldiers. I'm the same as everybody else. Look how wonderful I am, in other words, right? Superiority paradigm sneakiness here. At least this is my suspicion. We'll have to see if it turns out that Marcius is a good guy, but he's certainly acting all heroic and noble and everything, but we'll see. We'll see. Right? From the earlier setup, this is all just show, right? A long flourish. They all cry, Marcius, Marcius, cast up their caps and lances. Cominius and Marcius stand there. And Marcius continues. May these same instruments which you profane never sound more. When drums and trumpets shall in the field prove flatterers, let courts and cities be made of all false faced soothing. When steel grows soft as the parasite silk, let him be made a coverture for the wars. No more, I say, no more, I say, for that I have not washed my nose that bled, or foiled some debile wretch, which, without note, years many else have done. You shout me forth in acclamations, hyperbolical, and I loved my little should be diet, as if loved my little should be dieted in praises sourced with lies. Oh, wow, he's really laying it on here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now Comenius. Okay.
Yes.
Too modest are you, more cruel to your good report than grateful to us that give you truly by your patience. If against yourself you be incensed, we'll put you like one that means his proper harm in manacles.
In manacles. Right? The manacles are iron things that go around like when you capture somebody,
Oh
like a
yes,
slave.
oh yes, in manacles. Okay, then reason safely with you. Therefore, be it known, as to us, to all the world, that Caius Marcius. Caius Marcius wears this war's garland in token of the witch. Garland again. Okay.
Yeah. Beena has a wonderful story about the garland. That's why it's funny here. But this is where it comes from, way back when, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Now I understand, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
In token of the witch, my noble steed known to the camp, I give him, with all his trim belonging and from this time. For what he did before, Carioli, call him, with all the applause and clamor.
Oh, yeah, okay. Clamor.
Clamor,
sound and acclamation, clamors.
Oh, okay,
More means excess sound, not sound.
Oh, okay. And clamor of the host. Caius Marcius Coriolanus.
Yes.
Coriolanus. Okay. Bear that
he's giving him an extra name in honor of this, right? Oh, so he's now Caius Marcius Coriolanus because he's the feature of Coriolani, the city. Right?
Okay, Caius Marcius Coriolanus. Bear the addition nobly ever.
Bear the addition nobly ever. No.
Bear the addition nobly ever. Flourish, trumpets, sound, and drums.
Oh, Caius Marcius Coriolanus. Yeah. Coriolanus. See, now they switched his name. See, now he's not Marcius anymore. Now he's Coriolanus. Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Coriolanus. Yes.
Coriolanus. I will go wash, and when my face is fair, you shall perceive whether I blush or no. Howbeit, I thank you. I mean to stride your steed, and at all times to undercrest your good addition to the fairness of my power. All right, so now he refuses the other gifts, but he keeps the steed. Because giving your horse, your personal horse, this is a major sign of honor and respect and praise and worthiness, right? So for all his so-called modesty earlier, they're not wanting to take the loot, right? Because it's not the wealth that matters to him, but the status, the fame, the ambition. Riding Cominius's horse as Coriolanus is now jumping ahead of Coriolanus. I'm sorry, of Cominius. Yes, you see what I mean?
Yes.
He's now, so he accepts the steed because this now, and he'll ride the steed. He says, right? Okay, all right. I was the time. Well, you kind of forced this on me, but now I'll do it, right? It's just the cleverness of it, right? Yes. He says, I mean to stride your steed and at all times to undercrest your good addition to the fairness of my power. So he's kind of stating, well, I'm going to be worthy of it, in other words. It sounds all very great and glorious, but we know what you're up to, Marcius. We know what you're up to. Cominius, go ahead.
So, to our tent, where would you repose us?
Where? Hang on, read that comma there. Sorry.
Where would you repose us? We will write. To Rome of our success. You? Titus Lotius? Must to Carioli back. Send us to Rome, the best, with whom we may articulate for their own good and ours.
So send some prisoners, I would assume, right? Or hostages, right? Yeah. Or those that can, maybe negotiate the terms of the battle, the surrender, the defeat, right?
Yes.
Marcius. I shall, my lord. Coriolanus. The gods begin to mock me. I, that now refused most princely gifts, am bound to beg of my Lord General.
Take it, this yours. What is it?
So now he's saying, I refused before, but now I'm asking a favor, in other words, right? Yeah. No problem. I sometime lay here in Corioli at a poor man's house. He used me kind. He cried to me. I saw him prisoner. But when Aufidius was within my view, and wrath overwhelmed my pity, I request you to give my poor host freedom.
Oh, well begged. Were he the butcher of my son, he should be free as is the wind. Deliver him, Titus.
Marcius, his name. By Jupiter, forgot. I am weary, yea, my memory is tired. Have we no wine here?
Go we to our tent, the blood upon your visage dries.
Visage
dries. This time it should be looked to. Come.
So now this is very interesting. This point about supposedly he's lived in Coriolanus at some point, and this guy took care of him nicely, but now he's been taken prisoner, and I want him released. But I can't remember his name. Yeah. Seems a bit of a manipulation, don't you think? Just to show how kind and generous he is. Yeah. Yes. Because for all that, free the guy, it means nothing if you can't remember his name. So. I think we leave it there for today, right?
Yes.
We'll come to Scene5 tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, what you're normal saying, Beena, lost you now. Interrupted by phone call.
Norma was interrupted. It's all good. No, it's all good, beautiful
it's Norma. It's all good, Norma. You haven't missed much because I was not actually reading some fun part of it, and then also not in a fun way. So
you're reading fine. Beena, we're learning.
Yes, I'm learning. Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah. So brilliant reading, says Norma. It is brilliant to read in, and the pronunciation is new. It's unfamiliar. Beena, I've had lots of practice with Shakespeare, right? But you take anybody who's reading for the first time, even actors, they go over it and over it again, and they got to practice and get it right. It's a major challenge, right? So you're doing very well. You're doing very well.
Thank you.
I mean, again, we're not. It's not a competition with anybody here.
No, it's
just
not.
in an objective way. You're doing great. You're doing great. So yeah. What you can do that will help you, but Shakespeare is read quite slowly. If you'll notice, right, when I'm reading, I read in a much slower pace than I would normally read, like if I'm reading ordinary stuff, right?
I'm not trying to read it fast or slow, but I will try to make it slow now.
Right. It is. It's a very slow. Like, look, Aufidius says here, right? Condition: I would I were a Roman, for I cannot, being a Volsci, be that I am. Condition. It's just the nature of Shakespeare. They're giving everything because of that cadence. It gives everything. It makes everything sound more important. Yeah. So that's deliberate by Shakespeare. He's making everything he says sound grand and over the top and wonderful and more important by this extra pausing and slowing it down. Right? So it is just a part of Shakespeare that you kind of take it. You say it with a lot of drama. He like really enhances the drama. But it's good. It's just the way he does it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right. So we'll continue tomorrow. Tushkatari is there and Marco. Yes, nice to see you again, Marco. Marco Perello Wine. So Marco came before. I remember you coming before. It's very nice to see you again, Marco. And yeah, anytime, feel free to comment and share. We love to hear comments and questions, anything, yeah, share. So nice to see you back again, Marco. Very cool, very cool. All right. And always good to see you, Dushkatari. I love you. All right. We'll leave it there for today. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much, Syl, for giving me this opportunity to get out of course, me reading your writing is becoming a bit comfortable. Okay, now for me.
Exactly.
So for pushing me to do this is something like of course, getting out of your comfort zone, and this is again, it is brilliant. Yes, I'm struggling. Yes, I'm okay. I need to put a lot of effort into that, but this is good. And thank you.
But you're comfortable struggling.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And
no problem.
This is why I love to hear you. because the moreness, it says, this is new for Beena. It's difficult. She doesn't know but she's not getting flustered. She's not getting embarrassed. None of this. Why? Because of Moreness-Living. We don't care about stuff like that. We care about learning. We care about growth. We care about practicing. This is what you've got to do, is practice and stumble a bit. Be awkward a bit. So what? It's nothing. Part of Moreness-Living, you are seeing it demonstrated here by Beena. Yes. I mean, when I started with this a long time ago, it was the same for me. I just have had lots of practice, which is why I'm more fluent at it. Right? But this is just comes from practice, and this is what we do now, is practice. Without this practice, we don't get to do it. Now, of course, the skill in the abstract is going to carry over when doing other things, likewise, which are new and awkward. Once we've overcome and done this, I don't care anymore. It's easy. I'm willing, and I know I will learn. I know I will practice. Now, Shakespeare doesn't make it easy because many of the things are somewhat unnecessary, like those pronunciations with the letters removed. I'm not sure why it's there, but I guess it's kind of common slang, right? So he's putting it in a way that relates and connects to the biggest part of his audience, which is the average common people, right? Who weren't literate at that time, right? I mean, just the nobles were. But he also, will give some to the nobles, but that's his main audience. So by saying that instead of over, that's how that you can ask Norma, right? It's kind of very slangy common way, right? Yeah. So Norma says you have to double translate. Yes, I do. Venus accent is spot on. Yes. Beena, you are a natural. Thank you, says Norma.
Thank you, Norma. Thank you so much for that.
Yes. So I'm translating Shakespeare, but because again, Norma, you know when somebody says hey, over there, right? You see what I mean? It's like instead of saying hi or hey, over there, over is a bit more formal, a bit more precise, a bit more upper class, right? But hey, over there, that's just how people speak, right? And so it's hard to pronounce it unless you actually have heard it. It's a bit of an odd way to say things, and it's a bit unnecessary. Over there or over there. You see, over adds an extra syllable. Over is one. And you see this very common in American. The caramel. No. It's only one extra syllable, people, but no. It has to be squished in to make caramel. Caramel. See, it's just squishing it together. So it's very common in England. There's a whole bunch of different, I mean, you go just within London alone, you've got a bunch of different accents, right? In Cockney and this and that. And then you go up north, south, east, west, so on. And it's all over the show. There's a zillion different ones, right? Common? There are tons of different ones. But then, as you get a bit more educated, a bit more proper, if you go to good school, then you stop saying things like yeah, you say over, right? So I think this point of Shakespeare is to make it connectable to his audience. The only reason for it, because these are coming from senators and generals. They're not likely to speak that way unless they are looking to be a man of the people. Yeah. So he could be doing it deliberately. At least the character could be doing it deliberately also. Make sense?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, Norma. It's always a pleasure. Please do come and read for me also. That will be a treat for us, of course. So please.
Yes, I mean, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you like to, so please do that.
And anybody, anybody, come and join us. I mean, we would. Yeah. What was Shakespeare original accent? So interesting. That's hard to say, Norma, because he writes in accents which are his creation, as it were, right? So he's mixing up a very flowery, ostentatious almost style with common expression to make it relatable. Shakespeare was extraordinarily cunning in his writing and creative and insightful and sensible. Yeah, so it's really cool. So it's very hard to say the original accents because there was nothing like Shakespeare in his time. Right? He was very novel and original.
Mm.
It's not like that was the way plays were written back then. No, I think there's one other playwright. I'm not mistaken, Marlowe, maybe not Marlowe, but could be, who sort of writes similarly. But it's not as if this was the style in that time that all plays were written. No, Shakespeare was completely novel, and he blew away everybody with this. And there've been sort of people who tried it a bit, but nobody really came and was able to successfully write things in a Shakespearean style. And I'm not sure why actually. It's once you get into it, it's not all that difficult to do. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. All right. So brilliant, brilliant. And then, like Beena said, Norma, I loved it. And come on Zoom and read with us is what also I'd love to have that because we were reading two characters, but sometimes there's a third, and we need more than two. Otherwise, you don't have that shift between the voices to make it. He was born in Stratford-upon-Avon. Yeah. So a Midlands accent. Well, his accent, yes, but he spent most of his time in London. At least as a playwright. So with what was the name of the theater? Had a particular name that was built specifically for him, and then it burnt down and it had to be rebuilt. Around very very different, very novel way of building a theater with the lower and the upper stages and just to accommodate. It was specifically built for Shakespeare. Very, yeah, you can look it up. Got a very particular name that theater. Anyway, so Midlands. His accent would have been Midlands. Yeah. Well, maybe not. You never know. I knew people that grew up with an accent, but their accent was completely different to their surroundings. So not always. I mean, generally we take an accent from where we grow up, but some people just refuse to be. Just like me then. Oh, you have a Midlands accent too. Well, we'll have to hear that when you come on and read. So that would be most appropriate then. Very cool. Very, very cool. Wonderful. All right. All right. Let's leave it there and we'll come back tomorrow because
Oh yes.
all right. So Beena, come right back on Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we have
Okay.
we have a call on Zoom.
Okay.
Well,
So okay. So can I have just 10 minutes and then after that?
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So thank you. Okay, Norma, and whoever is watching us live here and will watch us recorded, please do click like and subscribe to the channel because by doing so, we are going to help the algorithm to understand what people really want in their life. And if you want value and moreness, this is going to be your gesture to do that. Not only to us in our channel, but also like for others, same thing. But when whatever type of content you want in life, please do click like. Because by doing so, you are going to train your algorithm to give you more of that same type of content and value. And it is going to be very helpful for the future generations also. So thank you so much for being here. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye for now.